Welcome to the Psych Ignition channel. Before we dive deep into our video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. The Sigma male does not seek attention. He does not play by society's rules. And yet, he is often scrutinized, misunderstood, and even targeted. Why? Because in a world that idolizes conformity, the Sigma male is the anomaly, unpredictable, untamed, and uncontainable. His silence disrupts the noise. His solitude echoes louder than 1,000 voices. He does not reject society out of rebellion, he simply does not need it to define him. From hunter-gatherer tribes to modern offices, humans have always relied on social cohesion to survive. But evolution also produced outliers, those who walk alone, observe more than they speak, and think deeper than they react. These are the Sigmas. They do not compete for alpha dominance or beta approval, they exit the hierarchy altogether. And that exit is powerful, for it reveals truths many refuse to face. Much of what we call success is social theater. Sigma males dismantle that stage simply by refusing to play. Psychological studies show that individuals who live by internal values, rather than external rewards, tend to unsettle hierarchical structures. Why? Because they are proof that fulfillment does not require applause. In corporate settings, a Sigma male's refusal to play politics can appear threatening to those whose careers thrive on manipulation. In social circles, his calm demeanor is often misread as arrogance. His stillness forces others to confront their own noise. And so, he is labeled, misunderstood, and sometimes targeted. But no subtle whisper, isolation, or reputational sabotage can break him. He draws strength not from approval, but from purpose. With an internal compass, no storm can reroute him. He is quiet, unshaken, and untraceable, not because he hides, but because he is free. And in a controlled world, nothing is more dangerous than a free man. Number 1. He can't be guilt-tripped. A Sigma male is immune to emotional manipulation. He's not moved by guilt trips, social pressure, or the subtle tactics people use to keep others in line. Society thrives on guilt. It's a hidden mechanism of control, a way to make individuals feel responsible for other people's discomfort the moment they begin to change. The phrases sound innocent: "You've changed. Why don't you come around anymore? You think you're better than us now?" But behind those words lies an expectation, the demand to remain predictable, manageable, and available. The Sigma doesn't submit to that demand. His decisions aren't made to please others. His focus is integrity, not inclusion. He chooses authenticity over acceptance, truth over togetherness. Psychologists describe this as high self-determination, an internal motivation system built on autonomy. Most people crave connection so desperately that they abandon themselves to maintain it. The Sigma male does the opposite, he preserves himself to maintain clarity. When he withdraws, it's never an act of malice, it's self-preservation. He understands that time and energy are limited resources. He doesn't owe explanations for how he spends them. That detachment unnerves people. It removes their power to emotionally sway him. In relationships, in families, even in workplaces, his calm refusal to be guilt is often labeled as arrogance. But the truth is simpler, the Sigma isn't unfeeling, he's just ungoverned. His emotional independence makes others uncomfortable because it exposes their dependence. While most people are motivated by approval, the Sigma is guided by alignment. He does what feels true, even if it isolates him. In a world where guilt has become currency, the Sigma male refuses to trade his peace for permission. His silence becomes his statement, and that silence speaks louder than any defense could. The Sigma male moves through the world with quiet certainty, not because he believes he's always right, but because he's no longer afraid of being misunderstood. He knows that guilt is often disguised as concern, and pity often hides control. When he starts to evolve, those around him feel the shift. Friends who once called him brother begin to question his distance. Family members wonder why he no longer participates in the same dramas, the same cycles. They mistake peace for pride, calm for coldness. But the Sigma doesn't explain himself. He's learned that peace doesn't require a witness. He understands something few ever realize, that guilt is the shadow side of empathy. When misplaced, it becomes a leash, one that people use unconsciously to pull others back into their orbit. So he cuts that leash quietly, without confrontation, without speeches, just decisive silence. In that silence lies his strength. It's the pause before reaction, the stillness before decision, the calm that others mistake for indifference. He's not running from people, he's returning to himself. Because the Sigma male knows, when a man's soul becomes too dependent on external validation, he stops living and starts performing. And that's something the Sigma refuses to do. He understands that his value doesn't come from being seen, praised, or agreed with. It comes from the quiet consistency of staying true to his principles, even when no one notices. To the untrained eye, this looks like arrogance. To those who understand, it's liberation. He doesn't carry unnecessary guilt because he's learned the sacred difference between responsibility and manipulation. He takes ownership of his actions, but never of other people's emotions. If someone feels offended by his independence, that emotion belongs to them, not him. The Sigma knows where his boundaries begin and end, and he defends that invisible line with unwavering discipline. And so, while others drown in the opinions of the crowd, he walks calmly along the shore, alone, but never lonely. For the Sigma male, solitude isn't emptiness. It's clarity. And clarity, in this noisy world, is the rarest form of power. Number 2. He sees through social masks. The Sigma male has a way of seeing people that is almost uncanny. He doesn't just look, he observes. He reads between the lines, listens to the silences, and notices the subtleties most people overlook. He sees the masks people wear, the smiles hiding resentment, the politeness hiding control, the gestures concealing insecurity. Society teaches us to perform. From an early age, humans are trained to conform, to smile when we are uneasy, to say what others want to hear, to hide discomfort beneath a veneer of civility. Most people never stop to question the motives behind their own behavior, let alone others. But the Sigma male doesn't play that game. He moves through social spaces like a calm observer, unshaken by the chaos around him. Where others see friendship, he discerns obligation. Where others see loyalty, he recognizes self-interest. And where others see power, he understands influence, and how it can be wielded without spectacle. This ability to see through pretense makes him unapproachable to many, intimidating to some, and fascinating to others. He doesn't manipulate or judge, he simply understands. He knows that most of the emotional tactics thrown at him, guilt, flattery, peer pressure, are designed for people who measure their worth by others' opinions. The Sigma male does not. When he distances himself from certain social circles, it is not out of malice or pride. It is intentional preservation. Every withdrawal is strategic, every silence deliberate. He chooses to invest his energy in spaces and people that align with his principles, rather than expend it trying to satisfy societal expectations. Psychologically, this creates tension. People are drawn to him yet frustrated by his elusiveness. They sense authenticity, yet feel discomfort because it forces them to confront their own dependencies. The Sigma male doesn't need approval, and that freedom acts as a mirror, reflecting others' insecurities, fears, and weaknesses back at them. He is not cold. He feels deeply. But he does not let those feelings dictate his actions in the way most people do. He exercises what psychologists call emotional self-regulation, the ability to acknowledge, process, and respond to emotions without being controlled by them. This allows him to navigate social complexities with precision, foresight, and calm authority. It is this combination of perception and restraint that gives the Sigma male his quiet power. He cannot be swayed by superficial drama or manipulated through guilt. He recognizes the games before they are even fully played. And in a world addicted to emotional reactions, that ability to remain undisturbed is nothing short of revolutionary. The Sigma male sees truth where others see illusion. He understands motive where others see gestures. And because of this, he walks a path that is invisible to the ordinary observer, respected, envied, and often misunderstood. He does not reveal his insights because he has nothing to prove. He observes, he understands, and he moves with a clarity that unsettles those who cannot see as clearly. In the presence of the Sigma, the superficial becomes obvious, and the pretentious is exposed, not by confrontation, but by the simple act of being unshakably himself. He does not chase attention, he commands awareness. And that is the power of the Sigma male, to see without being seen, to understand without being questioned, and to move without interference. Number 3. He disrupts group hierarchies. Every group, every social structure, forms a hierarchy. Leaders emerge. Followers settle into roles. Alliances are built. Status is earned, contested, and maintained. It is the natural order, a survival mechanism rooted in millions of years of evolution. And then comes the Sigma male. He enters the room without ambition for the crown, without desire for approval, without concern for the applause. Yet, his mere presence disturbs the established order. It is not aggression that makes him disruptive, it is detachment. He refuses to participate in the hierarchy, and in doing so, he exposes the fragility of the system. The Sigma does not compete with alphas for dominance, nor does he seek acceptance from betas. He exists outside the game entirely, moving according to his own rules. And this independence is disarming. It creates tension because humans are hardwired to read social roles. When someone refuses to conform, it challenges the very instincts that dictate comfort, control, and security. Psychologists studying social behavior note that hierarchies give people a sense of predictability and safety. We measure our value through the reflection of others. The Sigma male bypasses this entirely. He does not measure himself by rank, influence, or validation. His worth is internal, and that internal compass is unshakable. The paradox is that by opting out, he becomes a force no one can ignore. He doesn't need to dominate a conversation to command attention. He doesn't need to lead a team to influence its direction. His independence forces those around him to confront the illusions of their control. This is why the Sigma is often misunderstood. He is seen as a threat by those invested in the hierarchy, because he exposes how much of their confidence depends on others' perception. And yet, he is not trying to prove anything. He simply exists. The Sigma male moves quietly, observing patterns, reading intentions, and acting only when it aligns with his principles. His neutrality radiates authority, not because it is imposed, but because it is undeniable. In a world addicted to recognition, the Sigma's indifference is revolutionary. His presence alone alters the dynamics of every room he enters. People sense it, even if they cannot define it. And it is this subtle yet profound disruption that gives him an unspoken power. He does not seek to dismantle, yet he reveals weaknesses that the loudest voices cannot see. He does not dominate, yet influence bends in the direction of his calm, deliberate motion. He does not lead, yet leadership is redefined in his wake. The Sigma male is a mirror to society. He reflects the reliance, the insecurity, and the dependence hidden in every structured group. And he does it without a word, without a fight, without a claim. It is this quiet, radical independence that makes him not just a man apart, but a man who cannot be contained. Number 4. Women can't box him in. The Sigma male defies labels. He is neither the placating, nice guy, who bends to please, nor the domineering alpha who postures to assert control. He occupies a space that is rare, mysterious, and entirely his own. Women are drawn to him, yet cannot define him. They sense his presence, yet cannot predict his actions. He moves with an independence that feels foreign, intoxicating, and, for some, unsettling. It is not charm that compels attention, nor is it performance. It is the quiet certainty of a man who is fully aligned with himself. Psychologists studying interpersonal attraction note a powerful phenomenon: uncertainty increases fascination. When the mind cannot easily categorize a person, it becomes obsessed with understanding them. The Sigma male embodies that paradox. He is fully present, yet emotionally elusive. He engages, yet remains untouchable. He gives, yet never relinquishes his freedom. He does not seek validation. He does not chase approval. His time, energy, and attention are sacred commodities, reserved only for what aligns with his principles. And this selective presence creates an aura, a gravitational pull that draws people in, not because he demands it, but because he cannot be contained. Some are inspired by him, others threatened. Some attempt to define him, to box him into their expectations, only to fail. And in that failure lies the fascination. He is a man who cannot be predicted, manipulated, or owned. His power with women is subtle, profound, and psychological. He communicates not through words or gestures alone, but through an aura of self-possession, a calm that radiates competence, stability, and confidence. He is the man who does not need to impress, yet is always remembered. The Sigma male understands that attraction is not created through dominance, control, or noise. It is created through authenticity, independence, and unwavering self-alignment. He is the enigma that exists beyond the surface, a presence that is felt before it is seen, understood only after it has left its mark. In a world where men chase attention and women chase patterns, the Sigma male moves along a different plane entirely. He orbits around purpose, not applause. His magnetism is not loud, and his influence is not forced, it is inevitable. And that is why he cannot be boxed in. No expectations, no stereotypes, no games can contain him. He exists entirely on his own terms, and that freedom, quiet, unwavering, and unapologetic, is the most compelling force of all. Number 5. He refuses to argue emotionally. The Sigma male moves through conflict like a master chess player. Every word, every pause, every action is measured, deliberate, and purposeful. He does not rise to provocation. He does not feed the chaos. He does not react for the sake of reaction. People try to bait him. They provoke, insult, or pressure him, expecting a predictable response. They hope for anger, defensiveness, or emotional escalation. But the Sigma male does not operate within their expectations. He answers only when it matters, and when he does, his words are precise, surgical, and impossible to ignore. Psychologists call this emotional regulation, the ability to process, contain, and respond to feelings without being dominated by them. The Sigma male embodies this principle to perfection. While others are consumed by drama, he observes from a position of clarity. While others react impulsively, he acts with strategy. While others escalate, he remains unshaken. His silence is not weakness. It is power. In fact, studies show that in conflicts, the quiet party often gains control simply by refusing to respond emotionally. The aggressor, expecting a fight, encounters calm instead. Confusion sets in. Frustration grows. And through this unshakable composure, the Sigma male asserts dominance without aggression, influence without confrontation. He does not seek to win in the conventional sense. He does not engage in ego battles. His victory lies in self-mastery, in the refusal to be manipulated, provoked, or controlled by external forces. When others shout, he listens. When others overreact, he observes. When others act impulsively, he calculates. And because of this, his presence becomes disarming, almost magnetic. People cannot ignore him, even when he says nothing at all. The Sigma male understands a fundamental truth: emotional chaos is contagious, but calmness is contagious too. By maintaining his composure, he creates a space where logic prevails, where reason reigns, and where distraction is neutralized. He is not emotionally detached, he is emotionally sovereign. He controls himself, and in doing so, he controls the dynamics around him, without force, without aggression, without spectacle. In a world addicted to drama, reaction, and outrage, the Sigma male is a quiet rebellion. His silence speaks volumes. His restraint is a mirror, reflecting the impulsiveness and instability of those around him. And that, more than anything, is what makes him formidable. He does not argue emotionally because he knows the battle is never with others, it is with himself. He preserves his energy, protects his mind, and acts only in alignment with his values. In every confrontation, the Sigma male is already 3 steps ahead, not because he is calculating others, but because he has already mastered himself. Number 6. He's immune to trends. The Sigma male moves to the rhythm of his own mind. He does not follow the latest fads, viral opinions, or the endless cycles of outrage that dominate the world around him. Where others chase relevance, he builds substance. Where others seek validation, he cultivates mastery. In a society obsessed with trends, appearances, and performative success, the Sigma male is a countercurrent, calm, deliberate, and unfazed. Social media, gossip, the obsession with being seen, these things touch him only superficially. He does not ignore them out of arrogance. He ignores them because they are irrelevant to his internal compass. Psychologists studying personality traits note that individuals with high introverted intuition and internal locus of control, hallmarks of Sigma behavior, are naturally less influenced by social pressures. They derive meaning and motivation from within, not from applause, likes, or the shifting tides of public opinion. The Sigma male does not speak to be heard. He speaks when his words carry weight, when action aligns with purpose, and when influence is meaningful. He does not participate in noise for visibility, he acts for impact. Trends, in his world, are ephemeral. Influence without integrity is hollow. The Sigma understands that real power is timeless. It is built slowly, deliberately, often unnoticed, like the bamboo growing for years underground before it rises. And when it rises, its strength is undeniable. He is not indifferent to the world, he is unaffected by its theatrics. This distinction is subtle, but profound. It is the difference between submission and sovereignty. While others react, repeat, and recycle ideas for social approval, the Sigma male creates, observes, and innovates, untouched by collective expectation. In this detachment lies influence. His words, his actions, his presence, they are rare, and therefore powerful. People listen because his contributions are precise and deliberate, not because he clamors for attention. His silence resonates louder than the clamor of 1,000 trending voices. The Sigma male reminds the world that true impact does not depend on conformity. It depends on clarity, consistency, and authenticity. Trends come and go, opinions shift like the wind, but his internal alignment remains constant. In an era addicted to immediacy and validation, this kind of stability is not only rare, it is revolutionary. He does not follow the current. He defines his own current. And in doing so, he moves through the world like a force invisible to the distracted, but undeniable to the awakened. Number 7. He walks away fully. The Sigma male knows when a chapter is over. He understands that closure is not always necessary, and that lingering in unfinished business is often a trap, a drain on energy, focus, and peace. When he leaves completely. There is no guilt, no performance, no explanations offered to those who expect them. He does not linger to justify himself. He does not return to mend bridges that no longer serve his path. His departure is deliberate, clean, and absolute. In a world conditioned to demand closure, attention, and reconciliation, this decisiveness is unsettling. Most people leave doors ajar, a hope for validation, a chance for negotiation, a possibility for influence. But the Sigma male closes the door, locks it, and discards the key. Not out of spite, but out of respect for his own time and energy. Neuroscience shows that individuals who possess strong emotional regulation and introspection recover faster from social and emotional disturbances when they end relationships decisively. The Sigma male embodies this principle naturally. His detachment is not coldness, it is efficiency. It is the art of preserving his path, unimpeded by distractions. He does not burn bridges to punish others. He simply removes himself from situations that no longer align with his values or goals. This unflinching clarity confounds those who try to pull him back. They are accustomed to negotiating emotions, playing games, and manipulating responses. The Sigma male refuses to participate. His finality is a statement of self-respect. It communicates more powerfully than words ever could, that his time, energy, and purpose are non-negotiable. It teaches a subtle, often harsh lesson to those still entangled in dependency and expectation, that not everyone can be tethered, influenced, or controlled. And while society may interpret this as arrogance, cruelty, or heartlessness, those who truly understand recognize it for what it is, a natural extension of autonomy and alignment. The Sigma male walks away fully because he values peace over drama, freedom over manipulation, and clarity over obligation. He does not need to justify his exit, nor does he linger in past entanglements. This is why he is feared by some and respected by others. It is why his presence lingers long after he is gone. To witness a Sigma male walk away is to see self-mastery in motion, a man who places his purpose above all else, unshaken, unwavering, and unbound. Number 8. He creates, not competes. The Sigma male measures his progress not by the people he surpasses, but by the man he becomes. While the world obsesses over rankings, comparisons, and public validation, he works in silence, refining his craft, sharpening his mind, and cultivating his life according to internal standards. In a society where success is often defined by outperforming peers, flashing lifestyles on social media, or vying for superficial status, the Sigma male chooses a different path. He does not seek to dominate or impress, he seeks to grow, to evolve, and to leave a legacy that is anchored in substance rather than spectacle. Psychologists call this intrinsic motivation, the drive to achieve for the sake of mastery, purpose, and self-improvement rather than for external rewards. The Sigma embodies this principle naturally. He understands that the loudest display of success is often the weakest, and that true growth is measured quietly, invisibly, and internally. Like bamboo, he builds strength beneath the surface, unseen for years, until one day his progress becomes undeniable. Others, scrambling for validation and recognition, are often blindsided by the results of his deliberate, patient work. His success is not a performance, it is a byproduct of relentless discipline, focus, and clarity of purpose. The Sigma male does not compete with others because he knows competition is a form of distraction. True mastery cannot be measured against external standards, it can only be measured against oneself. He creates value rather than chasing accolades, cultivates knowledge rather than chasing applause, and builds his life around principles rather than trends. In doing so, he becomes uncontainable. He cannot be boxed into societal definitions of achievement, nor swayed by comparison, envy, or peer pressure. His life is a quiet, ongoing demonstration that success is not about beating others, it is about outgrowing oneself. This philosophy shapes every aspect of his existence. His relationships, his career, his ambitions, all are rooted in alignment with his purpose, not validation from others. He moves with the certainty of a man who knows that fulfillment comes from creation, not conquest. The Sigma male is rare because he refuses the shortcuts of competition. He does not hustle for attention. He does not perform for praise. He builds, silently, steadily, and deliberately. And in that quiet work, he creates something far more enduring than recognition, he creates himself. In a world consumed by noise, comparison, and chaos, the Sigma stands apart, disciplined, unshaken, and aligned. His life is a testament to the power of purpose over popularity, clarity over conformity, and creation over competition. And that is why the Sigma male is not merely a man outside the hierarchy, he is a man who rewrites the rules entirely. So Sigmas, if this video spoke to you, I'd be happy to have you join our community by subscribing. Don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments. And if there's anyone you think needs to hear it, share it with them. Thank you for watching.